Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I cannot hear you well. Can you say something else?
Good evening, David sir. Are we audible?
Yes. Now it's good.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Please give us 5 minutes. We are starting soon.
Okay.
Just checking team. Can you hear me also? Just audio check.
Yes.
Right, sir. You are also audible.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good evening to all the attendees. We just wanted to confirm if we are audible or not. So if anyone can just reply back, it will be really helpful. In the chat, if anyone can. Okay, sure. Thanks for confirming. Narmadeshwar sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Thank you for confirming.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to the inaugural session of the Global Online Certification Program on Generative AI. On behalf of Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai, I extend to our distinguished dignitaries, the faculty members, and participants joining us. Today, we are honored to have as our chief guest Sri Narmadeshwar Jha sir, Senior GM, Container Corporation of India Limited. We are also honored to have as our guest of honor Sri Sujal Shah, CEO of Adani Ports and SEZ, Mundra. We are also privileged to have Mr. Mohit Pant, Director of Data Science and Analytics in Finance Site Lead, at Google as our keynote speaker. In today's world, generative AI is transforming decision making from strategy in boardrooms to operations on shop floors. It is unlocking new possibilities for all fields, including supply chain, finance, marketing, and beyond. This course empowers professionals with both theoretical foundation and hands-on expertise, enabling them to confidently apply their knowledge to real-world challenges and drive meaningful results in their field. To begin the proceedings, I would now like to invite our student coordinator Jayesh to present a brief overview of our institute, the course, and highlighting the objectives, design, and the key statistics. Over to you, Jayesh.
Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to this landmark event. We are thrilled to officially inaugurate IIM Mumbai's GOC course on generative AI for data-driven business decision making. We are incredibly honored to be joined by such a distinguished panel and our esteemed course instructors, who we will hear from soon. Now, talking about our institute, IIM Mumbai, formerly known as NITI, has been a pillar of managerial education in India for over 6 decades, since 1963. Our strategic location in Mumbai, India's financial and industrial hub, provides our students with unparalleled corporate connections and live industry exposure. While traditionally renowned as Temple of Operations, IIM Mumbai is now a leader in analytics, AI, and digital transformation. We are proud to be ranked 6th among top management institutes in India by NIRF 2025, and to have a powerful alumni network of over 10,000 leaders driving global change and innovation. Let us now have a look at legacy of flagship GOC courses built on highly successful programs, including supply chain management, data-driven supply chain transformation, generative AI for data-driven business decision making, that is our current course, reinventing business operations with data analytics, and modeling and building digital supply chain twins using logistics. These are just a few courses to name. The response of these courses has been overwhelming, with over 25,000 individuals participating. This includes over 8,000 professionals and 15,000 students and faculty members. Our reach is also truly global, with participants from over 18 countries and more than 700 organizations, reflecting IIM Mumbai's core purpose of empowering individuals through education that transcends boundaries. Guided by our motto, Jnanam Jayati Sarvatra, knowledge triumphs everywhere, we continue to spread learning across the world, achieving an exceptional average course rating of 4.7 out of 5. Now, coming to the current course, we are living through a defining moment in the business transformation. AI is no longer a futuristic concept, it's a strategic imperative. But as we have seen, the true power of technology doesn't lie in automating routine tasks. It lies in augmenting human intelligence, helping leaders make smarter, faster, and more creative decisions. This course has been designed precisely with that vision. It brings AI and business strategy, empowering participants to translate data into decisions and decisions into intelligence. You will explore the full spectrum of generative and agentic AI, from foundational models like GPT-5 to real-world autonomous systems, all aimed at driving intelligent and adaptive business transformation. And the timing couldn't be more relevant. Over 80% of global CEOs believe AI will reshape their business models within the next 3 years. Companies already adopting real-time Gen AI are witnessing up to 40% faster decision cycles and 25% higher operational resilience. Through this program, you will learn how to translate Gen AI's potential into measurable business performance and lead transformation across operations, finance, and strategy. In short, this course isn't just about learning AI, it's about learning to lead with AI. Now, leading this transformation course are two eminent figures in the field. We are deeply honored to have Professor David Simchi-Levy, Professor of Business and Supply Chain Analytics and Director of Data Science Lab at MIT, USA, whose pioneering work has shaped modern supply chain intelligence. He is joined by our own visionary leader, Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, Director of IIM Mumbai, and a distinguished scholar in industrial engineering and supply chain systems. Together, their combined expertise brings a powerful fusion of global research and practical insight, making this program a benchmark in AI-driven supply chain and business strategy education. Now, to run this initiative and to make it to the scale, we are obliged by a great support from distinguished partners. As you can see, we have deep collaborations with leading educational institutes like IIM Bangalore, IIM Indore, and IIT Madras, to name just a few. We are also proud to partner with a vast array of corporates, including industry giants like Tata Steel, Flipkart, Accenture, PwC, and many, many others who believe in our vision. We are incredibly excited for the journey ahead in this course. Now I would like to hand over to Arka to continue the ceremony.
Thanks, Jayesh, for the insightful session. It was you set the tone for the engaging and intellectually stimulating program that we will be having the next couple of hours. Now I take the privilege of inviting Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, Director of IIM Mumbai, to deliver a welcome address. Professor Tiwari is a higher academic grade professor from the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering at IIT Kharagpur. He has been awarded the prestigious David F. Baker Distinguished Research Award from the Institute of Industrial and Systems Engineering. He is the first ever researcher and professional based in India to receive this award. He has published more than 350 papers in reputed international journals and is also the recipient of Most Influential Researcher Award in the domain of operations and supply chain management. It is because of his stellar vision and leadership that this course has been made possible. Director sir, I kindly request you to share a few words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Coordinator Arkaji, and now all our friends. Let me first express my utmost respect and regard to Professor David Simsilevi, who is my friend and almost partner in running several courses for the benefit of industry participants and business school students, as well as many other participants from different domains. And among different courses we ran that gone through the several stages right from beginning during the COVID time when we started how data-driven supply chain, then the intelligent supply chain, smart supply chain, then business analytics, and now it's a other courses like generative AI for data-driven business decision making. And courses are offered with teamwork quite it's successful for a large number of participants, and many of them have upgraded their positions and learned so many newer things from his deliberations. And also, we have the provision here to provide you supplementary material which participants can use to learn from different perspective. And also, we have an experience sharing session with the practitioners where also they can learn that how the things are being practiced in the industry level. So these are all the provisions we have made in this course. And of course, David has a style of covering the subject in such a way that after every 10 minutes or 5 minutes, based on the questions that are being asked on the chat bar, then Professor David will refer to those questions by moderator like me, such as Asfi or anybody else, and then we wrote those questions and accordingly Professor David explains. So this is the mechanism that we follow for interaction with the participants, and most of the questions which are deserves your attention, that will be always given. Coming to this course, we have also among them the distinguished leaders of the market. Like we have today's chief guest, Sri Narvesar Jhaji, who is the senior GM and CEO of Container Corporation of India Limited. I come to know him from several sources, including one very big conclave organized by the CAG, that is the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, where we met and found the profound progress that under his leadership this particular corporation is making is really praiseworthy. And inspired by the success story of Mr. Jha, it was in my mind that we request him to to join here and discuss some of the points pertaining to the new technology, that is generative AI, through which many of the decision making is being done in the industry, so that he can talk something pertaining to AI or generative AI in his domain of functionality. And also we have very experienced person who will be our another speaker and guest of honor today, Sri Sajal Saji. He has wide-ranging experience of handling the port operations. Currently, he is the CEO of Adani Ports and SCJ Mundra. Before that, I also know he was Paradip Port as a CEO there. And we have found him very inquisitive and almost very, dedicated to apply different kind of methodologies and approaches and tools for decision making so that his port under his domain can be one of the most efficient port, having a lot of turnaround time and less container blockage, along with the free flow of traffic and many other efficient operations that are possible that he has done. And of course, among us, our beloved Mohit Pantiji here, and who is our alums and doing excellent work at the top companies in the Google. But let me tell you that Professor David, whom I call is as another father of data science and supply chain management, he has worked so extensively, and his professional career, if you see, he was a editor in chief of top journal Management Science for 6 years. Before that, also he was a EIC of Operation Research, and before that, Naval Research Logistics. They are most scholarly rated forums for publications among top-notch scientists in the world with respect to management science and management education. And in addition to that, his book is considered as a Bible, Gita of, you can say, supply chain management, which is being referred widely across the world with regard to the power of supply chain and its application. Coming other his beauty that he has been blessed with many of the awards, including the Fellowship of National Academy of Engineering US, as well as informs consider him as a fellow and many other accolades which he deserves. And with regard to topic that he is going to cover, as all we know, transformers, which are one of the key technology that is being used by GenAI, intrinsically they are linked and basically the neural network architecture, CNN, DNN, etc. They are part of the GenAI inside the operations, and the transformers, a key innovation is self-attention mechanism that allows it to process towards a sequence of simultaneously and understand the relationship and context between them. And some of the the major self-attention mechanism, and also we have encoder, decoder structure, parallel processing, generative applications, and leading to that, we have large language models and generative pre-trained transformers with broad capabilities that looks into several challenging problems. And some of the key decision challenging problems which we are facing currently and being addressed by the industry, they are market and customer intelligence, product design and R&D, marketing and sales, financial and risk management, and of course, management, one of the big domain where recently Professor David has published one of the very good article on Harvard Business Review, and also that how this Gen AI and agentic AI can be used to improve the performance of logistics and supply chain management. So there are several decisions that need to be discussed here by Professor David in this class, and hope that the participants will enjoy the attending this course. And of course, so it is quite interactive with the help of chat box where they can put their comments. And with this note, I can say that you are going to have a very good sessions with him, and without taking too much time, because we have very powerful speakers today to speak, I just want to wind up here and once again express my deep regard to Mr. Narendra Sir Jhaji, Senior GM and CEO of Container Corporation of India Limited. Despite very tight schedule and my earnest request, he accepted to be today's chief guest. And same case is with the Sujal Sahaji, who is really having very less time, and he said that only through mobile I can join. I said, sir, please join it because we need to listen to you by our participants. And of course, Mukesh Pant is our well-known, beloved alumni. He cannot go away from our reach, so certainly he has accepted. And thank you, Mohit, and thank you, Professor David, and all the guests. Now I request coordinators to start with the next set of speakers whom we want to invite. We'll go ahead with this.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words and for your continued guidance in steering IIM Mumbai towards excellence and innovation. Now, with great pleasure, I invite Professor David Simchilevi, our lead instructor for this course, to share his thoughts. Professor David is the Director of Data Science Lab at MIT USA, and as Director Sir mentioned, he has been Editor-in-Chief of Management Science and Operations Research to prestigious Informs journals. This course marks his 17th collaboration with IIM Mumbai, following the success of 16 global online certification courses in supply chain management and data analytics. The GOC programs have attracted over 25,000 participants from 18 plus countries, with nearly 17,000 participants taught by Professor Simchilevi himself. Sir, it's an honor to have you with us. We invite you to share your thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Professor Tiwari, for the friendship and the professional collaboration. Welcome to our guests, panelists. Thank you for the students and TA who worked tirelessly to make this happen. And welcome to over 1,000 participants. This is, of course, a scale that can only happen in a country like India, where you focus on technical topics that can help improve business and operational performance. A little bit about the history. Professor Tiwari and I started collaborating on executive education for supply chain and data science right at the beginning of COVID. As the student moderator said, we have had about 17 different classes with thousands of participants, more or less equally divided between industry and academia. And I'm proud of this collaboration and its impact on the opportunities that you have in a country like India, especially at time of significant changes in businesses due to trade uncertainties, due to people departing the job market starting in 2020, the enormous disruptions that we see everywhere, not only related to COVID, but also associated with the war in Ukraine, with the attack in the Red Sea, requiring companies to rethink their business and operation. A little bit about this class that Professor Tiwari and I will teach. Today, businesses are endowed with data. Some of it is structured, a lot of it is unstructured. These data that companies have can be complemented by external data that comes from a variety of resources, including suppliers and customers. We will focus in this class on how companies can use this data to deliver insight and to make better decisions. And we will focus on three capabilities, and I will highlight what's unique about this class. The first capability is predictive. How can companies use data and analytics to predict consumer behavior, supplier performance? Prescriptive. Given a prediction, what is the best decision to make? And if you took this class 2 years ago, that's where the framework will stop. But in the last 2 years, we have seen the development of generative AI. And in our framework, we will ask the following important question: is there a way to automate decision-making processes in order to improve the speed of decision, the accuracy of decision, and productivity? And this observation about generative AI, as you will see, is very surprising, since large language models have been developed to generate text that has the look and feel of text generated by human. What we will do we will use this technology for three objectives. One, to change processes that companies use in pricing, marketing, supply chain, sales. So changing processes. The second one is we will use this capability to automate processes. We will give guideline to the machine to generate a specific outcome that improve business performance. And the third is we will use the technology to enable autonomy. That is to enable decision-making processes without human intervention. What's unique about this course, you will have an opportunity for hands-on experience with various LLM models such as DeepSeek, GPT 4.0, GPT 5.0, Llama, to test and understand the impact of the technology on decision making. I'll have a lot of examples from implementation in different companies, but we will focus on demand forecasting, procurement, inventory decision, pricing, and supply chain collaboration. I hope you will enjoy this opportunity to see how companies can take data and analytics and move them to the next level. And as Professor Tiwari highlighted, this is really the heart of what we see right now implemented by companies. How do you take the new generation of AI, especially large language models, and enable autonomous decision-making processes? Hopefully, this will also allow you to implement some of these capabilities in your current and future job. Thank you, and I'm looking forward for this program. Back to you.
Thank you, sir, for these inspiring and thought-provoking remarks. It's always an honor to learn from your deep insights on technology, data, and innovation. It was indeed a great experience. We are now delighted to welcome Mr. Nrupul Dev, CTO and co-founder of Masai, from Masai leadership team. We thank Masai for being our esteemed EdTech partner and for their continued collaboration in driving innovation in education and technology. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. And I think it's an honor to be with all the distinguished guests and faculty members of this very innovative program of generative AI for data-driven decision making. I think as part of this program, so we play a small role in bringing you all together to be learning from the esteemed faculty from across continents. So, and also seeing the application part of it and how it's changing the landscape of the whole tech industry. I can tell only a couple of words on what are the two things that are needed. So one thing is you have to be curious and apply all the things which you are going to learn, especially because the skills which you are going to learn, or as you will become stronger if you apply in your day-to-day problems. And this is a continuous changing landscape, like you see updates or things getting built every week or so. So my strong suggestion to all the people who are being part of this program is, so be very quick in implementing all the things which are going to learn and learn from your failures of how to become better at the things. That's all. Once again, it's an honor to meet all esteemed faculty and being a small part of this program. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful thoughts. We now move on to our keynote session, and we are truly honored today to welcome Mr. Mohit Pant. It's a special privilege to host him today. He is one of our very own, a proud alumnus of IIM Mumbai, class of 2004. Since his time here, he has built a 21-year career as a pioneer in data science, and today he joins us as the Director of Data Science and Analytics and the Finance Side Lead at Google. He has led organizational transformation at global leaders like PayPal and Fidelity. with proven expertise in applying machine learning and generative AI to large-scale business problems. It's an exceptional opportunity to learn from him. Sir, it's a privilege to have you back with us. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. So let me start with thanking you, the iMumbai team, and Professor Manoj and Dr. Professor David. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm very excited. Professor, we have read your book. Now I'm getting to see you face to face. So it's truly a privilege to be here. I would also like to congratulate all the participants, whether you are students or a business practitioner, because I think this is one of the most exciting things that's happening in few decades. It has a potential. GenAI has a potential of transforming. It is already, but it has a potential to transform how we do business and what we do. So it's an exciting time. Let me share my screen. So I have 3 or 4 slides, given the time that we have. Let me know if you see my screen. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me get started. So there is no session on AI without talking about the highlights or the headlines, right? So I picked some. There are so many more that you can pick. But if you see, the slide kinds of talks about what's happening in the world. I mean, AI is going through its transformation. It used to be all about hardware, the chip companies, the data centers that you would hear. Now, more and more conversation is shifting towards enterprise partnering with AI companies, as you see Walmart, OpenAI, Google doing its DeepMind, AlphaEvol, but also applications coming into. So the conversation is shifting from the hardware side of what's happening on AI or Gen AI towards the applications and the consumer product side of it, like ChatGPT coming with new browser, Perplexity has a browser, and now they're building solutions. And what is interesting is what I'm showing you might be obsolete in 1 week or 2 weeks because there will be completely new headlines, which shows how fast this world is moving. But I've been in data science for 20 years and things have changed. But I want to talk about this whole Gen AI. And when I say this advent of Gen AI, I usually say there is a pre 2020 world and there's a post 2020. What you see on the left is a pre 2020 world where what you see in the blue, the electricity, the data center, talent, data, it was available. The biggest challenge pre 2020 used to be is how do you take that data and build very custom models, whether you're building for risk, marketing, operations, supply chain. You have to build a lot of custom models. Then the bigger challenge was how do you create applications out of those models, and how do you find end users who can find some meaningful way of using this. Post 2020 and this AI era, this world has completely changed. If you go towards the right, what used to be in blue has changed. So pre-trained models are available. Every tech company worth its salt is building the models and have the models. As you saw on the previous slide, there are companies who are building applications on top of these models. And there are enough end users, whether they are B2B or B2C, there are enough end users. The competition, the things are shifting towards the physical infrastructure and the virtual infrastructure. So whether it's chips, electricity, data center, or the bigger things like data and talent. I think Professor mentioned about unstructured and structured data, and it's easier said than done, but it is creating its own kind of challenges. And talent, it is such a fast evolving world, and I'll talk about it in a slide that there is a dearth of talent, people who can actually manage it at scale. This is a busy slide. I would not go through each point, but I'll take an example. So there is a lot of noise in the world about people saying I've built an agent, and is that the end to it? But and what I'm going to say is more from a practitioner's lens, because I'm part of Google's data science team and we support finance function. So as Professor David Chimchi talked about, GenAI is helping process transformation. It is helping in automation. It is helping in driving productivity. So what I'll do is I want to give you a full breadth of, if you take a problem statement in an organization, what all it has to go through. An agent is a very, very small part of it. So let me introduce you to the characters who gets involved when you build an agentic solutions. And I will use Gen AI agentic in an interchangeable way. Please bear with me. So when we work with finance, there are at least 4 different teams that get involved to build a solution. There is a core finance team who have a problem statement. Then there is the data science and analytics team who are building the solutions. Then there is an engineering team who are doing system integration, monitoring, and improvement. Then there are program management, technical program, general program management who are actually overseeing this whole program. I mean, these are the minimum set of people that you are working with. So it's a whole ecosystem that we are talking about. So one of the agents that we recently built and deployed is what we call the expense agent. So for all folks who works in an organization, every time you do an expense, whether you travel, whether you use something, you end up filing an expense. The reality today is once you file an expense, it goes to your manager approves it, then it goes to audit. But it is physically impossible to audit each and every of the expense. So there is a sampling done, you audit the expense, you see whether it's violating the rules, you send it back, and that's how you do that. But what the power of Gen AI is and the agent is, you don't have to live on a sample anymore. You can actually do 100% audits. And that's the agent that we built, what we call expense agent. So the problem here is we want to do 100% audit and not manual. We want to do it through agent. And that was a problem statement we did. When we looked at the feasibility, we started looking at what data we have available. And we use SAP Concur. So which means there has to we have to have a system that data can flow. The unstructured data, all the expense, everything that people file, it should flow to us so that we can build models on that. Once we decided it's feasible, we looked at what would be a solution design and architecture. How will we store the data? How will we run our models? And then we looked at all the kind of data. I mean, this is one set of data that's coming from an expense tool or a Concur tool. There are so many other dimensions that we are pulling to make the decision. And if you look at this journey from 1 to 4, this is where the business, the finance is very, very heavily invested and they are involved. So if you are a practitioner, it's not only about building a model, you have to understand what's the real business problem, what's the pain point, and if you build an agent or a Gen AI solution, does it really takes away that pain? So then the team comes into building a model, and then you build a prototype. So we build an expense agent, but you cannot just deploy it, right? So we took a small country in Asia, and we said, okay, for 3 months we are going to run this uh, agent that we have built, which will audit every expense that is being filed. And what will do it is look at the expense, it will compare it against the policy, it will look at what is the limit, and will tell you whether there's a violation or not. But as all agents are being deployed today, we kept what we call HTIL, human in the loop. So every output that we got, we passed it to a human team. And they looked at all the violations we flagged, whether they are real violations. And you see edge cases. So for example, if you cannot spend more than $80 for food and there's a bill of $90, we will file it as an exception. But a human in the loop can look into it and say, oh, they pay a tip also or a service charge, and that's not covered here. So it's okay. So you let it pass. The point I'm trying to say here is just building an agent doesn't solve your problem. When you start putting humans in the loop, they actually tell you business scenarios or cases where you have to create exceptions or you have to expand your solution. Then you have to look at a safety and a compliance and the governance. It's a sensitive data that you are giving a team. It has information of expenses of very senior people who are filing expenses. So what can you give, what you cannot give, where is that data hosted? The data should not leak out, right? And once you build a solution, it has to be integrated. This is where the inch team starts coming in. So step 4 to step 8 is where you will see a data science, a business analytics team being part of it. Step 9 onwards is where you start having engineering team who start deploying your system integration. So if you audit an expense and you see a violation, this has to flow back to the Concur or a SAP tool, right? So it has to flow into system ERP. You need an integration team for that. Then you need a team which is doing observability, monitoring, and giving a feedback whether it's right or not. So that's what you do. And then you continuously improve. So as you expand the geographies, as you see corner cases, you tweak your algorithms, you sometimes build decision strategy on top of your models or agents, and you expand the scope. And that's what goes on. And then you kind of continue the maintenance scope. So if you look at any process transformation, and this is a case of a process transformation I'm telling you, is where the audit was a, let's say, a 10%, 15%, now you're doing 100% audit. It is reducing the risk of an organization because you're not approving something unauthorized. It is also leading to cost saving because there are some expenses which should not go and then you are not approving them. But it takes a village to get this solution around. So this is just an example. I can talk about many examples that we're doing in finance, but I just wanted to take you through one. As we talk about this, the whole structure and how do you build agent, there are many roles that are coming up, which were not there some years back. I mean, the most common, and I go from top to the bottom, the LLM ops, the ML ops engineers. You need somebody who will productionize your model, audit the model, monitoring the model. If you have to do a rollback, would do that. That's those are new roles that are coming up. Data engineer always existed, but when you talk about unstructured data, their role changes in terms of cleaning the data, governing data pipelines, powering racks, fine tuning. There is a the biggest barrier that we see today in organization is not about the quality of the model, it's the compliance and security. Because sometimes these are what you call the black box models, right? So you have to have enough layers of security and compliance that the finance in our world, finance professionals will be okay auditing it. And you actually have to work with now consulting PwCs who are auditing you models. To work with them is, if you are doing it through an agent, they should be good with that, because sometimes they would insist a human should do that. So there is a huge role for this whole model risk management, adversarial testing. But I think for, and specifically for this audience, the biggest role I see growing in the future is a role of a AI product manager. And this is a very interesting role. So you are a product manager who understand the business. So you work with business, in this case finance, understand the use case, define the KPIs, figure out user journeys, help do wireframes, build prototypes, and once the data science team builds it, you deploy it, push for adoption. I'll talk about the challenges. So you push for adoption and you get it done. This is a big role that's opening up. This is just some of the few. There are a lot more role. If you are sitting in a business, there's a role of transformation leader. There's a role of solution consultant. So this industry or this new area is creating completely new roles, and some of these courses actually helps you get trained into how you do that. As I said, talent is a challenge today. Uh, as a practitioner, I want to talk a little bit about current challenges that we see. So when I say challenges, what I mean here is, if you see lack of contextual learning, what happens is when you build AI systems, they do not retain feedback. They fail to adapt to company context or improve over time. Basically, they're memoryless across tasks, so they repeat same mistake again and again, and this creates a challenge. It creates challenge in terms of how do you build trust in something they have built. So this is not that these challenges cannot be done away, but I just want to walk you through some of the challenges when we work with business, what we see. Sometimes there's a focus on wrong use cases. So because AI is such a heavy infrastructure and investment, usually organizations goes towards sales use cases and marketing use cases to get the most ROI. But they are also the businesses which are very customer facing and human centered, and they actually are not necessarily the best use cases. If you ask me honestly, based on whatever I have seen so far, automating back office, administration, process transformation, reconciliation. I mean, the things which are very process driven but manual, they are the biggest use cases. But looks like a lot of industry use cases are more focused on sales and marketing for obvious reasons. The other challenge we see is a legacy system integration. You have the legacy ERP system, and then you have all this unstructured data coming in. How do you get them together? I'll not talk through all. I think the biggest challenge, the challenge we see is change resistance. So for somebody who's building a model, there's an incentive. Why do you want to do that? But for a business, sometimes it means completely changing a process and rethinking about the process for finance, how to do the business. And it's a big change management. So we have seen that as much as it is about building a good model, it's also about building that change and making people accept new processes. And that's not easy. And last but for not the least, the data quality and annotation. The data is so changing, so fast changing. The quality is becomes very imperative. Otherwise, the the fidelity of what you build out or the credibility of what you build out get lost very quickly, and organizations moves on. I just wanted to. We as an organization, we have been thinking about how do we think about the ROI. So the way we see it is, if you see the number one, which is it's Gen AI driven solutions should add more productivity for individual, whether it automates how you write your email, how you do your reviews, or how do you communicate, or how do you analyze, do financial analysis. Uh, those are the things that you're doing on individuals, which you can measure through an adoption rate, through a fluency rate, and you can build tools ChatGPT is a great example, and similarly Gemini and others are there. So which helps individual become more productive. Return on innovation is another example. It's not easy, but the companies were chasing how can you use Gen AI to improve market share, AI enable revenue, can you drive more patent. Third is where we are working on is can we use Gen AI to improve processes. I talked about one, but we are working across treasury, FP&A, different processes of how can we improve the processes, how can we drive cost savings and incremental revenue. And I think a sum total of this, the reason I put three is sometimes people just look at ROI can be on individuals, on the innovation, as well as on the investment. So you have to look through all three lenses. This is the last slide and we're close to time, and everyone must be ready. Interestingly, what's happening, if you look at the top left, I'll talk about a couple of them. I think we have talked so much about Gen AI that if you look at any organization, senior leadership is already committed. They have already slashed the budget. They're saying next year we want 30% efficiency, which means automate. So it's a very interesting situation where some of the AI solutions are not fully baked in, but the targets and goals have already come from the top is I want 30% reduction. So there is a huge focus in every organization on how do you increase automation efficiency. Reskilling workforce. This the way, if you start working with agent, you need to completely reskill your workforce, what they do, and this requires investing in their training. And the third I would talk about is the whole cybersecurity challenge. We're talking about a lot of data and a lot of confidential data, and this is challenge. How do you make sure that things don't break up? So I would say these are some of the learnings I had as a practitioners. I'll stop with a very interesting story. I think if you see the evolution of Gen AI, when it started, it was all about learning, replicating the human intelligence. But now the agents are completely changing. They're not learning from the human experience, they are reimagining the experience, which means you need to retrain the workforce because the finance process that was done in a specific way last year might be very different next year. I'll stop at this point in the interest of time. I hope it was some help and it'll give you some context of how organizations are working on that. Thank you.
Mohit, you have wonderfully described, Gen AI and its application, and particularly audit example was very nice. And perhaps we might need your help because we are also helping a complete audit group to go ahead with the more and more automation
Yeah.
in their process. So once again, thank you very much for coming to our platform and really describe something genuine. So now I think, Arka, you can request our Sudhir Saji to come on the stage and then please talk about his bio and then describe him. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the insight. It is now my great honor to welcome our guest of honor, Sri Sujal Shah, CEO of Adani Ports and SEZ, Mundra. A seasoned leader with decades of experience in port management and logistics, Sri Sujal Shah stands at the helm of India's largest private port complex, the Mundra Port. Under his stewardship, Mundra has evolved from a regional gateway into a global maritime hub, seamlessly connecting India to over 200 ports worldwide. In his distinguished career, he has been instrumental in driving operational excellence, sustainability, and technological innovation within Adani Ports. His focus on digital port ecosystem, environmental stewardship, and customer-centric operation reflects the forward-looking vision that defines the Adani Port Group today. Sir, I now invite you to address the gathering and share your insight as our guest of honor. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Professor Tiwari. Good evening, Professor David. Very elucidate speaker like Mohit and others. I'm very, very happy to be around with lots of young and fresh blood students eager to learn from everybody. I'm Sujal Shah. I'm basically an automation engineer and having more than 3 decades of experience in manufacturing, mining, across globe, almost 18 countries, and now currently I'm heading in Adani and port vertical for Mundra and Tuna ports. So this is definitely a homecoming session for me, and I really thank Professor Tiwari to give me an opportunity. First of all, I just want to give my great thumbs up to the whole team for inaugurating this global online certification course on Gen AI for a data-driven business decision making. And my really congratulations to the faculty, organizers, and the students and the interested participants for launching of such a relevant and a visionary program. Such programs, in my opinion, would really cast the new industrialization and new growth of the country in the years to come. We as Adani Port, as you all understand, the typical port operation has got primarily three verticals. One is a marine side, second is a port side, and third, what we call is a land side. Land side is particularly the countryside where the cargo is either flowing in or flowing out. And all those three sectors of the cargo flow, there are enormous amount of data. And as Mr. Mohit was specifying about the cybersecurity challenges and hookup challenges with the various data repositories, we do face the same thing with a multi-country, multi-organization, multi-sensitivity source of a data and the recipient of a data for want of countries, jurisdictions, legal reasons, financial reasons, and of course, certain trade reasons. So we'll have to respect all of this while trying to cover up a data highway within the whole business value chain and try to decipher a business model out of it. So this is a clear case of a generative AI platform to really help making a decision making, data backed up, pattern backed up, and of course compliant in every governance requirement. So I would just take you a little bit on a what is a smart industry, smart port background. Years ago, probably 30, 40 years ago, it used to be simply increase the number of monotonous operations was the goal. And hence the advent of an automation, mechanization started coming in. Once it came to a matured level and the more and more interconnected machineries started talking, then the next level built up on creating MIS or at least the business data getting automatically corroborated and creating a business view out of it. Then over which last 10 years, I could say we started creating digital twins and IoT enabled operations. So IoT and digital twins are there for last 10 years almost. And now you can create a replica, a digital replica of the whole factory or an organization or an operating environment on your PC, and you can literally command, predict, or even perform an operation with this. This is now given well fitted into the industries. The time has now come to the go to the next level, which is not just your own company, not on your own ecosystem, beyond. And that's where, in this volatile, uncertain world, we'll have to connect the right plugs to the right data sources and start creating a generative AI solutions in identifying the routine, identifying almost a routine, not a routine, but it does happen in a little out of context and absolutely abnormal operation. And in all those areas, it is high time that we start creating a data backed up pattern recognitions, and we start teaching an agent a model which starts giving you an application support on getting a decision making automated. A decision making delayed has a cost. A decision making done erroneous has a big cost. But decision making not done probably has the biggest cost. That's how we look at it. So one has to be a little bold enough to start factoring majority of the focused cases into the design stage, start auditing the agent or an application rigorously, and start giving it a go in a user testing mode. Start comparing the automated decision vis-a-vis an actual decision, and then once you are comfortable, just roll it on into the production and only watch on exceptions, and we can go ahead and start doing it. In the port environment, as you see, we've got more than 250 data exchanges for a single container happening, and I'm handling more than 9 million of those. So you can expect a huge number of data transactions happening. This data transaction, each data transaction has a cost, and each data transaction's efficiency also has a cost. So it is high time that we start automating certain rule-based, which is already in a typical operating systems, they are already made a rule-based. The issue comes when the rule has to be evolved or the model has to be trained according to the current trend of a business. And that is where the whole generative AI would play a very pivotal role. The days to come, once this is already there, I think we should be able to have a very, very predictable cost reduction in a trade. This is one of the biggest outcome that we are expecting to have happen. While we do this, we will have probably a democratization of a data, a democratization of a processes, and hence the predictability of a cargo flow from a point A to a point B would happen seamlessly, and it would be probably to a level of a port agnostic cases as well. So look forward to have all those things into days to come. While we do this, some more things which are emanating come very powerfully, very quickly. On a safety and a sustainability area, now we have got already the agents available where I've got cameras which are trained on AI and they detect abnormalities. For example, a work at height and somebody has not put the right PPE, I don't need an officer. It is simply my moving vehicle on a camera identifies this. In a lot of cars, you see an ADAS, which is typically a intelligent vehicle monitoring system. These are kind of processes we are involving into an industry area for a regular safety improvement and the behavior improvement. We use the very same pics and the videos we get it from those devices to train our staff so that they also become more and more agile, aware of what is happening. Similarly, on a drone surveillance and on a sustainability mark, if you see there are a hell lot of opportunity or probably so many of an operational opportunities are available for taking the whole industry to a next level, evaluating the current condition, learning from the best practices and start implementing those in a industrial environment. I think this is going to be a very, very useful thing. In few days to come, now I think countries like US, I was seeing in Los Angeles, there are already autonomous cars are operational in a taxi mode. A lot of ports have started using autonomous vehicle in every automobile factories. AGVs are automated guided vehicles are a reality. Robotics is a reality. The thing is, this will take it to a next level when certain decision making, certain regular abnormalities or regular off normal things will also be taken care by an automated decision making requiring less and less domain specific knowledge, whereas we will not exactly eliminate the human, but what is something which is an automated possible, pattern possible decision making, this we can hand it over to a Gen AI agent and a model to start guiding the team on the work. This will also, I see a lot of good thing is that maybe this will help a lot because there are domain specific people only operate in certain industries. The moment we come to this level, it will open up a complete new level of an employment opportunity of a people on the shop floor. Since all those decision making will come from a robust model, it would be a great idea to see a more and more local workforces getting into actual work, whereas the industry or the production level agnostic standard quality product, irrespective of which plant it makes it, which unit it makes it, it will be the same quality or probably the same level of a quality conformance. We will be able to see it. I look forward to have further engagement as we go forward and work on higher and higher level of Gen AI backed up automation and my all the best to Professor Tiwari, Professor David to create this into a new reality in Indian parlance. Thank you very much.
Sunil Saab, was so nice to listen to your point very clearly that what are the GenAI applications you have in your mind with respect to the port and port operations. And once again, I thank you a lot because at very crucial time, sir, you have a lot of things to go. You are going somewhere, but I disturb your going. But thank you very much, sir, for coming, and more interaction we have with you in days to come. I invite you also at IIM Mumbai for wider audience to our students. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to this platform and sharing your viewpoints. So
Thank you,
now I
Professor.
request Sri, our chief guest, Sri Dharmadeswar Jhaji, who is MD of one of the famous Navratna of the country, that is called the Corporation, Container Corporation of India Limited. And most of our trade are being done through the containers, and they are the backbone of all the import-export kind of situations, and also inside movement of the goods and services. And they are being manufactured and made available to the companies by Container Corporation of India Limited. He is a seasoned officer from prestigious Indian Railway Traffic Service. Sijha Saab helms the critical commercial and operations functions for the CONCOR, that is Container Corporation of India Limited, a Navratna PSU that stands the backbone of India's container logistics. Under his stewardship, in his vital role, CONCOR continues to pioneer the multimodal transport, seamlessly connecting India's industrial hinterland to its gateway ports and the world. The organization is at the forefront of leveraging new technology from digital booking platforms to AI-driven terminal operations and to optimize logistics and enhance India's state connectivity. And I'm really thankful to you, sir, because at very short notice, sir, you accepted my request to be the chief guest of today's program. And now I request you to share your viewpoints. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Thank you, Professor Tiwari, for introducing me. There's one small correction I would like to make. I am heading the western region of Concord, that is Mumbai cluster of terminal, having terminals spread over Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa. And our CMD is Mr. Sanjay Swarup. He's sitting in Delhi. He's heading the, and under his guidance, what we are transforming, what we are achieving in transforming our organization. Under his guidance only, we are able to do so. So let me start. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Professor Tiwari, team IIM Mumbai. And I would also like to thank to Professor David to conduct such a session along with Professor Tiwari. And what I can see is there is a huge participation of this program. So more than 1,200 participants have already, I think, logged in at present. So I must say this is the program having huge popularity in industry domains or in students. I think most of them are seasoned professionals working in different fields, including logistics, of course. There may be they may be in other sectors. So it is a privilege to be here. In this evening, at the inauguration of this such a prestigious program, global online certification course on generative AI for data-driven business decision making, 2025. I extend my warmest congratulations to the organizers, faculty members, and participants for creating a program that meaningfully connects the world of technology and with art of decision making. The decision making is an art that is understood. At the Container Corporation of India, we have been leading logistic provider in the country. In fact, the containerized cargo movement started with the establishment of Container Corporation of India in 1989, and since then, in 2005, we were the leader in the container Still, we are leader. Till 2005, we were alone in the sector. So 100% market share of containerized movement by rail was with Container Corporation of India. But in 2005, there were other private players were allowed to enter, and so we were facing competition, and we came out with adoption of technology, with evolvement, with improving our efficiency. Right now, also we are having more than 60% of the market share in containerized cargo movement by rail in India. There are other 17, 18 players are there. Those are having altogether approximately 40% market share. So adoption of technology remains the focus area for Container Corporation. Now I will switch over to generative AI. What is today and what is tomorrow? What will be tomorrow? Whatever past is past. Today, as logistics evolves into a technology-driven ecosystem, the next era of growth will come from our ability to harness data and intelligence at every level of operations. What I said, that we are always doing that. We are adopting technology. Generative AI and analytics represent a new frontier. Of course, for all of us, they are not simply tools for automation. They will be catalysts for foresight, efficiency, and innovations. They allow us to transform how we plan, we move, and we monitor freight across India's vast transport corridors. I would like to mention 5-6 areas in which main areas in which they contribute, and we think that they will be helpful, more helpful in coming days, in which emerging technology like AI, analytics, IoT, or digital platforms will reshape the future and multi-modal logistic operations. First of all, as in all business, we focus on demand prediction. So more accurate demand, predictive demand, and the optimization, network optimization. Second one is end-to-end visibility through IoT and digital twins. Then blockchain for trade transparency and paperless logistics. AI in terminal and fleet operation. Sustainability, green logistics, and use of the emerging technologies, drones, robotics, edge computing, etc. See, AI-driven demand forecasting help us anticipate freight flows between industrial hubs and ports. Optimizing container deployment, rake scheduling, and terminal capacity. Generative AI can simulate multiple logistics scenarios, balancing cost, service time, and sustainability to help decision maker choose the most efficient transport mix. At Container Corporation of India, in this year only June, we have launched a rate monitoring system portal, in which we are monitoring with the help of the data. We are monitoring live rate movement, and it is helping us in smart forecasting and improved planning. Now IoT sensors on containers and wagons, transmitting real-time data on location, temperature, etc., other parameters also. By integrating these streams into digital twin platform, we can visualize the entire supply chain and predict disruptions well before they occur. This intelligence helps us improve reliability and reduce dwell time across terminals. Blockchain-based platforms are redefining how we exchange data with customs, shipping lines, and clients. Every document from a bill of lading to a delivery note can now be securely recorded, verified, and shared digitally, which will reduce paperwork and enhance trust across all the stakeholders. So this is the yes, exchange of data between various agencies, various stakeholders involved in the logistics. There are also requirement of within the system, like uh, data exchange at our terminals within Concord, from uh, road to rail, from first mile, last mile, to from moving from port to hinterland, and from our terminal to connecting doorstep of the customers. So as Mr. Sujal mentioned, there are 250 data generation for each container at port, and I think the same number of data would be generated in the hinterland also, because whenever the cargo moves, one data set is generated. Blockchain-based platforms are nowadays refining how we exchange data with customs. We have introduced artificial intelligence to our terminals. So machine learning and algorithm optimize train scheduling there. Yard management, in fact, yard management improved a lot. Container stacking, container identification, container know your container locations. These are the things which were done earlier manually, are now being done with the help of artificial intelligence. And I think a number of port terminals are now switching to these type of operations, where less involvement of men and more involvement of artificial intelligence will be there in handling the containers, whether it is stacking yard, or whether it is loading on the train, loading on the truck. I would like to add one example here. In Tugalkabad, which is there in Delhi, we introduced artificial intelligence, and what we got, apart from these benefits, there were prior to implementation of artificial intelligence in our terminal, there was a very long queue formation every day was there at the gate. When we introduced automated gate, the waiting time at gate reduced significantly. In fact, it became near zero. So because everything, every data of the container on a truck was is now captured by AI ML system, and so the earlier the traffic congestion it was there to all approach roads leading to the terminal. So with introduction of AI in terminal operation, the traffic congestion was immediate. The problem of traffic congestion was immediately sorted out. Let me also add, the future of logistics must also be sustainable. AI-based analytics enable us to measure and reduce carbon emissions, improve energy efficiency, and plan railroad model shifts which lower the environmental footprints. Concord's ongoing initiatives align strongly with India's commitment to greener, more resilient logistic networks. We have introduced LNG trucks for delivering goods to last mile, for providing last mile connectivity, first mile connectivity to our customers. We have, and many other operators are also doing this. We are also introducing ERST, electric vehicles, to reduce the carbon. We have entered into the MOU with the TEDI to how to reduce the emissions, how to become more cleaner in operations. Now, as I said, we are very much ahead in adopting emerging technologies. Now, drones are being deployed for yard surveys and infrastructure inspection, while autonomous vehicle will soon be deployed, and robotic handlers basically in the warehouses we are having at our terminals will be more beneficial for handling the cargo as well as handling the container in yard. These all are gradually transforming how cargo will be moved within an ICT or within a terminal. All these technologies together are transforming how we see logistics, not as a linear chain of, but as an intelligent adaptive network. In this ecosystem, GenAI will act as a brain that synthesizes massive data from IoT devices, ERP systems, and customer platforms, turning it into actionable insights for capacity planning, route optimization, and risk mitigation. Courses like this one are therefore vital. I came to know that there are a number of courses already completed. I think in one of the slides it was shown that the 23 courses have already been conducted by IIM Mumbai, and they will help professionals develop the ability to interpret AI-driven insights, design data-informed strategies, and ensure technology adoption aligns with nation's logistic vision. India's National Logistic Policy and PM Gati Shakti Master Plan have set an ambitious goal to make logistics efficient, multimodal, and globally competitive. One of the objectives of the National Logistic Policy is to reduce logistic costs. Of course, another one is to place India by 2030 within the 35 having a logistic performance index of top 25 countries in the world by 2030. And one of the objectives is also to create data-driven decision support system for an efficient logistic ecosystem. Concord is always proud to contribute to the mission by blending our almost 4 decades of operational experience and with vision for digital transformation. We have introduced many digital initiatives at our terminals in the last 2 years, like e-forwarding, or other e-mobile apps for first mile, last mile connectivity. As India moves towards Viksit Bharat 2047, technology will be the foundation on which we build a logistics system that is faster, cleaner, and smarter. The convergence of human intelligence and artificial intelligence will define the next era of growth. So, to the esteemed participants of this program, I encourage you to explore these technologies deeply, not just as a learner, but as a future leader who will design, govern, and optimize India's logistic backbone. The skill you acquire here will help shape a more efficient, transparent, and sustainable future for our country. And as Jay said in the beginning, just not learning, learning to lead with AI. I remember learning to lead with AI, what Jay mentioned, and what exactly I also say to all the participants of this program. My sincere compliments once again to the organizer, and especially Professor Manoj Tiwari and Professor David and all other faculty members for conceptualizing this forward-thinking initiative. Let us continue to work together, industry, academia, and government, to create an intelligent logistic ecosystem that truly reflects the spirit of New India. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best in your future endeavor. Thank you.
So, Jasa, thank you very much for a short notice, sir, coming and sharing such a wonderful views, particularly how you can think of generative AI and massive applications of data-driven decision-making tools in the Kankan. And sir, for your information, sir, once we have been around 45 participants from the Kankar to attended one of the programs, similar program that we have conducted. And certainly, sir, I will meet you separately and discuss with you that how we can be more effective to Kankar, and also meet Sanjay ji to discuss some of the future collaborations with IIM Mumbai and Kankar. Thank you once again, sir, for coming and sharing your views. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I think coordinators, please start with the concluding sessions. And but before we go for concluding sessions, I just want to share with the students that after this there will be a 5-minute break, and before that the whole program that has been conceptualized has a foundation of AI/ML, and that includes both supervised and supervised learning, regression trees, random forest, cat boost, etc. And then we have foundations of generative AI, that how the GPT 4.5, 5.5 and 4 they will work actually. And then foundation of optimization, that where generative AI can be used for optimization. And Professor David has done a wonderful study and published in the Harvard Business Review. And that is very popular, and I think he will share with you all those details. And then key supply chain capabilities like unified view of demand, smart SOP will be very much connected with this. And many other applications like demand planning, procurement planning, resiliency, that will be discussed under this program. So with this note, I request now, I think, coordinators to summarize the function so that after 10-minute break, then David will start the session. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insight. As we draw the inaugural session to a close, I now invite Professor Vipan Kumar, our faculty coordinator, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Arko. As we reach the end of inauguration ceremony, I, Vipin Kumar, one of the faculty coordinators, would like to take this opportunity in expressing our heartfelt gratitude to everyone whose effort have laid the groundwork of this unique course. At first, I would like to thank Professor David Simchi-Levy for kindly accepting our invitation to lead this course after completing various courses with us. We are sure that our participants look forward to learning from your unique teaching style with diverse case studies and practical examples. Thank you, Professor David, for your association with us. We feel privileged to have you with us. We are thankful to our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Narmadeshwar Jhaji, Senior General Manager, Container Corporation of India Limited, for taking time out of his hectic schedule and gracing the event with his valuable presence, inspiring us with his profound insights on the evolution of container industry in India and the advent of Gen AI, blockchain, and drones in smart logistics. We thank you, sir, for providing us with perfect start of our journey with this course. We extend our sincere gratitude to guest of honor Shri Sujal Shahji, CEO Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Mudra. We feel honored to have learned enlightening concepts on the importance of AI, digital twins, and IoT in highly complex smart logistics systems from you. Thank you very much for coming forth with your support for IIM Mumbai and sharing words of encouragement. Looking forward to further meaningful interaction in the future. We also extend our sincere gratitude to the keynote speaker, Shri Mohit Pantji, Director Data Science Analytics, Google, for sharing your valuable insights on the paradigm shifts in current business scenario due to the advent of Gen AI and agentic AI solutions. Most importantly, we are truly grateful to all the course participants for your enrollments in this course. We are dedicated to your success and hope you make the most of this learning opportunity. We are extremely grateful to our respected director, sir, Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, under whose visionary leadership and guidance the launch of this program has been possible. We also thank the Institute Authority, all the deans, faculty members, officers, and staff members for having channelized all the resources needed for this program. We are also grateful to the entire IIM Mumbai community, including IIM Mumbai faculty and students, for their continued encouragement and support. We really appreciate our faculty coordinators for their excellent management of the course. We thank our we offer our thanks to all the student coordinators who played an integral role in ensuring the smooth execution of this course. Furthermore, we express our sincere thanks to the dedicated social media group and IT support team for ensuring the seamless operation of this course. We feel greatly proud of our entire team, and we aim to continue add value to this course and all future courses for our participants. We also thank our partner NSDC and Masai for contributing the program. A big thank to all the participants and the person who are attending the inauguration ceremony. We are looking forward providing a valuable and engaging experience to all the participants. Thank you. Over to you all.
Thank you, sir, for your expressing our collective gratitude to all our distinguished speakers and the participants who made this event a success. Before we formally conclude the inaugural session, I request all the panelists to kindly turn on their video so that we can capture this moment. Thank you. I request all the participants to join. Okay, thank you everyone. So for all the students, we have some announcements to make. It is a clear instruction to not forward the meeting invites and the webinar links to any other external email IDs or personal email IDs. This event should be attended using the registered email ID only. Any deviation for the same will be dealt with strictly. Some more announcement for all the external participants here. We will be conducting quiz, which there will be 5 quizzes. The dates for the same will be announced and communicated over email. Every participant needs to complete at least 3 out of 5 quizzes to complete the course successfully. There is also a minimum attendance criteria of 75% for every external participants. Which means that they need to at least attend 9 out of 12 classes to get the course completion certificate. For their attendance to be marked successfully, one person needs to at least attend 105 minutes of a lecture for their attendance to be captured properly. All the details regarding the internal participants of IIM Mumbai has been shared over email separately. Thank you. We also have a supplementary website which is available to all of you after the course. I'll quickly walk you through the same so that you can use them as per your needs after the course to refer to any materials.
So David, just have I think, 10-minute break, then you can start your session, sir. Okay, sir?
I think the moderator wants to talk about.
He wants to describe something about how the course is being arranged and what are the supplementary side. So go ahead with this. First, let him describe and then we can take a break.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So for all the participants, there is a supplementary website prepared for all of you, which will be looking similar to this. And we will be sharing the same link with all of you after the course every day over email. So the site will be looking somewhat like this. There is a section which contains the home information, which contains all the basic information about the course and all our instructors and what are the topics that will be covered. The next section covers details about IIM Mumbai, where you can navigate and know more about our institution. However, the most important section is the learning companion, which has been prepared for you. There will be lecture-wise slides and all the details available here. And once you move and click on lecture 1 or the specific date on which you want to refer to the supplementary materials, you need to click on the same. And just after the course is completed, all the details and extra materials and reference to articles will be provided here. And you can click on those links and get additional information and insights regarding the topics covered in that day's particular class and sessions. That's all. That's what we wanted to communicate. In case there is any quiz coming up, a separate section will be opened up in the same website. You can refer to that place and that navigation window in order to attempt any quizzes there. These are all the instruction for the external participants, which refers to the Masai registered candidates. Thank you. We will take a short break, after which David sir will be starting with the session. Thank you. We'll be meeting after 5 minutes. Probably. Thank you, everyone.